You give me PTSD, anxiety, and all that stuff. That's pretty good. Anyways, next to me, a great friend of mine. You can see him all over the place. He does more shows than anybody I know. Woo! This guy does more for the comedy community than anyone else I know also. So give it up for Jacob Englander.
Thank you very much. Keep it going for Levi. Great to be back here on a Monday. I'm like Garfield, I hate Mondays. This is kind of the best I could hope for a Monday. You know what's worse than Mondays is Sundays. You're just dreading the incipient. You know the week is going to hit you. You don't want to face it. Just that dread.
100%.
Saturday is a day of denial. You're like, the weekend's never going to end. I'm going to live forever. We're all kings. I love everybody. But Sunday is a dark day of the week. And Monday, is sort of the hangover of the weekend. It could never have lasted this beautiful thing we call the weekend. In the end, the week was always going to come back. Like a movie hit. You can lock him up, but he'll always come get you. It's tough. I just want to do this and make money from it. Day jobs, I'm really grateful for the fact that I have a day job that pays for this, but I also am like, I don't want to do this. Who else has a hard 9 to 5? It's brutal, right? What is life? Like you clock in, most of your day is just doing nothing. I don't know. That doesn't really have a point, but I'm bored in life. I'm unsatisfied. I'm unfulfilled like an Amazon package. It's tough, right? It's difficult. I'm just ripping off the dough. This is like jazz, though. It's just free association. I'm just scattering. Scattering. No, but I got kind of a weird look. I look a little bit like the Joker. I look a little bit like Heath back off the Legend. Yeah, I look a lot like Macaulay Culkin, especially Home Alone growing up. And Jewish summer camp, the Jewish girls who all hit puberty before me and were taller. I was still a kid at that point. They had, developed, and they'd be like, "Do the Macaulay Culkin phase." These gangs of Jewish girls, and they're like, "Fine." I looked a ton like him, and because of sharing poor life choices, I still look a ton like Macaulay Culkin. And it's just shitty because neither one of us wants to look like that. But we're stuck. It's brutal. He got to bang Mila Kunis at least. But he was also, one of Michael Jackson's victims. So you take the good with the bad. I almost got molested as a kid. I got into the wrong car at Walmart. And thank God the person in the car was just like, "You're in the wrong car." So that could have been so bad. Like, whew. Yeah.
True story.
Yeah, that did actually happen.
He wasn't even stoned then.
I was just ADD, just
have a receipt for this?
Just 7 years old.
Yeah.
It's hard to do comedy with your dad because he'll tell people which ones are bits and which ones are stories. Don't let them in on. Yeah, it's like
Tell them about how you shit your pants when you were 8.
Yeah, exactly. Let's hear about when you threw up on my birthday at the sushi restaurant. Ruined my favorite shirt.
No, tell the story about the belly dancer.
Okay, that's actually really funny. Since we're doing requests now,
Yeah.
this is completely deteriorated. I'll get back to my pre-recorded stuff in a minute, or pre-planned. I'll just do this story with you really quick.
I mean, you're just doing AI stuff.
That's right. It's not really him.
So we were at this 30 pounds over. She's 40 pounds overweight.
At least 40
She's a-
pounds.
It was a lot. She was a big girl.
Double belly dancer.
There was triple
Yeah.
belly.
And I was 7 or 8, and she started getting super close to me, grinding, all that. And I think
Way more than she should.
yeah, and I threw up on her, right? I vomited on her.
Yeah.
And yeah, and I've been gay ever since.
Literally, I wasn't gonna come with that, but like I know.
Ever since then, I found women disgusting. Yeah. Anyway, so speaking of women, I do comedy at comedy clubs, comedy shows. What about doing comedy at strip club? What would that look like? No, I'm just kidding. Nobody wants to see that. So, yeah, there's a pot for every, whatever I am. You're a Jew. I don't know what the utensil equivalent is for that. Like one of those weird grapefruit spoons, maybe. If I were Asian, it would be easier, just like chopsticks. Like, that would be an easy one. Koreans, I think, have a lot in common with Jews. I think that that's got to be. My buddy, he's dating, he's Jewish, and he's dating an Asian woman, and a lot of their fights are kind of interesting. Like they'll argue about who had more overbearing parents. They fight a lot about like who had to go to more college. Like they're arguing all the time about like I had more homework. And I'm like, guys, like you're grown ups, like let's go over this. But it's kind of why they live for each other. It's such a similar. The other similar cultures to Jews, I feel like Mexicans, I think they're just brown Jews, honestly. Like because they're family oriented, they're hard workers, they don't like spending money. They're Jews with better food, basically, when you get down to it. That's basically, which, that's not our fault. All we had to work with as Jews for food ingredients was snow and anti-Semitism. We did pretty good considering.
And radishes.
Yeah, a lot of radishes. Oh, shit. Yeah, being Jewish is interesting. A lot that goes with that. I think a lot about a lot of stuff like that. You know why there's no Jewish Pope? It's because we like to argue. We couldn't agree on one. We like to complain too. I was at a Jewish restaurant and I walked by 2 Jewish women and the waiter walked up to them and was like, ladies, is anything all right? Yeah. It's interesting being Jewish. A lot of stuff you run into. I like Italians. Italians are kind of like more confident Jews. They're like, Jews are so nebbishy and anxiety prone. And Italians are like, what if I fucking lean into this shit? What if I'm fucking super confident all the time? And like, you go the other way with it. Or Jews are like, oh, excuse me, I'm Myrtle Turtlebug. I think that you have kind of a nervous energy that is akin to the stereotypical Jew. Like both of you guys, like there's sort of a handsome Koopa Troopa thing. Where you got from Mario Kart, where you have to. They got the reference. You got it.
Just too old.
When your dad is like, that reference is not specific enough. It's brutal. Oh man. So anybody like to role play? In their relationship? Yeah,
I like to larp. I don't like to.
You like to LARP? Yeah. I like to role play that I'm in a 1950s relationship with my girlfriend. She cooks me dinner on time and doesn't give me any shit, or I give her one across the lips.
Living a dream.
Yeah, you just pretend you're on the honeymoon. That's my kid. That's super hot to me. If I'm in charge of stuff. All right. I think that's all I got for tonight, folks. Thanks very much. I've been Jake Englander. Keep it going for me.
right, give it up for Jake, dude. Good set. I will piggyback on that. Look, what